Hey everyone, welcome back to the Traveling Cheesehead Podcast. I'm your host, Dannelle Gay, and today I'm especially excited because we're going to virtually wander through Wisconsin's food hall scene. The big names, the up-and-comers, and the tasty details you'll want if you're planning to visit. But here's the twist. I'm going beyond menu items. I want to talk about why these food halls matter for neighborhoods, for local economies, and food culture. So settle in, get hungry, well, at least snack ready, and let's explore. So first up on our walk through the food halls around Wisconsin is the 3rd Street Market Hall of Milwaukee. Located at 275 West Wisconsin Avenue and 3rd Street, Market Hall is one of the newer heavyweights in the Wisconsin food hall game. It houses more than 20 vendors offering up a blend of local and global cuisine. Everything from Rod and Mac's Wisconsin cheese-powered mac and cheese to Korean arepas and more. It's not just about eating. This space includes shuffleboard courts, gaming lounge, giant Jenga, and more. It encourages you to linger, not just to eat and run. Think of this as a social community gathering place. Now, a fun recent note. Some of the anchor tenants, like Dairyland and Midway Bakery, are moving out, signaling changes in the lineup. I love how these halls help new people get a start with their restaurant, build a following, and then upscale into the next level. Now, 3rd Street feels like a microcosm of what a city wants from a food hall. Diversity, energy, and a place for all kinds of eaters. I love that. Now, Milwaukee Public Food Market. This is in the historic 3rd Ward of Milwaukee. And actually, I think I covered this on my Traveling Cheesehead Visits Milwaukee TV show. Now, on the riverfront in the 3rd Ward, the Milwaukee Public Market blends the farmer's market plus food hall model. It features about 18 vendors offering everything from wood-fired pizzas to baked goods, fresh produce, cheeses, seafood, and specialty items. Because it's been around longer, it's more deeply rooted in the city's rhythms. It's part of walking tours, lunch routines, and local events. What's great is that it straddles market and eat today modes, so it can serve vendors selling ingredients and those serving up ready to eat meals. My little tip for you is check out the cheese shop there. For about $20, they have these pre-made little charcuterie boards that are a fabulous little variety of meat and cheese that are great for host gifts, for those quick little outings to the parks or outdoor concerts. Or just when you feel it's kind of a hot day, you don't really want to cook and you want a little kind of treat for your own dinner. Now there's the Global Market and Food Hall of Madison. On Madison's east side, it's 2161 Zier Road, this hall leans heavily towards Asian and Asian-inspired cuisine, with room for fusion and variety. It has 14 vendors covering everything from mochi donuts, hello sweet and chewy, seafood boils, Tex-Mex, and fusion dishes. We love to get everything from boba tea to barbecue pork bao steamed buns. Now, an interesting wrinkle here. This hall is part of a larger grocery and market complex, so you can shop ingredients or you can grab your meal in the same building. This one is special because it blends the shopping side of food with the experiential side, making it more than just a place to eat. The Mequon Public Market of Mequon is on 6300 West Mequon Road. Right now, it hosts 9 vendors. Sweets like cookies and ice cream, Greek fare, sushi, ramen, and more. They also run food-themed classes. Think baking, making jams, etc., which turns the market into now a learning and gathering place instead of just a food stop. This one appeals to me because it feels neighborhoody, but ambitious at the same time. Next up, we're going to Chippewa Falls with the Market on the River at 128 West River Street, suite number 103. This one's on the smaller scale. 7 vendors total, 4 focused on food and drink. On Mondays, only 2 of the food vendors are open. I want to say Hiker Coffee and Valley Burger. But full service picks up later on in the week. The hall also doubles as an event and gathering space with a community-oriented design. One cool commitment. Vendors in the hall are encouraged to source something locally with their ingredients from Wisconsin farms, up to 15%. I know that in the restaurant world, it's easier to go above 15%, but I love how working with Wisconsin Agricultural Tourism, they have that stipulation in there. That's why I admire this model. It's a smaller hall, but deeply community-rooted and mission-driven. Okay, now Middleton, Wisconsin. We have the Middleton Market. I sense a theme here with the names. This one is newer and still evolving. The Kickback Bar is currently a central tenant, offering pizza, giant soft pretzels, snacks, and even a full bar. Additional vendors are coming. Coffee for All Bistro Cafe has kind of an East African comfort with coffee. Chenis is Indian and Italian fusion, and much more. They run a Food Truck Thursday series of rotating vendors to keep variety in the mix, while the permanent lineup is in growing capacity. What I find exciting is that it's in the growing phase. You get a chance to see it evolve with your repeat visits, and you may feel like you're part of its story if you show up now and take part of watching it grow. Fond du Lac. This is upcoming, kind of like in development. Yes, there is one in the works in the Fond du Lac area. It's open this year. It's planned to include 7 vendors in one space. The goal is to help food entrepreneurs launch their concepts by offering a shared infrastructure, kitchens, common areas, so they don't have to go full brick and mortar right away. That's the model I like. An incubator plus community plus food all rolled in together. So let's take a minute to talk about why these food halls really matter, beyond that plate. Let's zoom in and zoom out. Food halls aren't just lots of food under one roof. They have a deeper value, and here's what I see. Economic incubators for food entrepreneurs. Many halls allow these smaller or newer vendors to try their concept with a lower overhead than a full restaurant. The Fond du Lac plan explicitly calls this out, giving startup restaurateurs a space to experiment without the risk. Revitalizing neighborhoods, downtowns, strong food hall can anchor foot traffic, connect with adjacent shops, and bring energy to underused commercial areas. In cities, they become destinations in themselves. The 3rd Street Market Hall, for example, is part of the push to draw people to downtown Milwaukee. Cultural and social spaces. Because many of these halls will host events, music, cooking demos, game nights. They become a place for gathering, not just eating. They often encourage a mixture and mixing of demographics. People who came for sushi might end up chatting with people who ordered tacos. You're supporting local supply chains. Some halls, like Market on the River, incorporate that sourcing from our Wisconsin farms. This helps our farmers, but means that these food halls can help strengthen regional agriculture, reduce supply chain distance, and encourage those farm-to-vendor relationships. Flexibility and resilience. Wow, halls can adapt, rotate vendors, host pop-ups, test new concepts, and avoid shift layouts. They are more nimble than full-on restaurants. In times of change, like we had the pandemic or maybe rent pressures, that flexibility, it can matter an awful lot. And then food identity and discovery. For locals and visitors alike, curate variety with food halls. They let you sample many items in one stop. They can showcase lesser known cuisines or minority vendors in a way that individual restaurants might struggle to do alone. So when I walk through these halls, I'm not just chasing great bites. I'm watching how cities and communities evolve, how cultures meet, and how chefs and vendors build their dreams. Now, what would I order? Would I try to? Now, if I were crawling these halls and I were you. At 3rd Street, go bold. Rich mac and cheese, and then wander to dessert and a drink. At Global Market, don't skip those mochi donuts, or some people call them mochi. It's kind of a tough thing to figure out, I know. Or fusion items. They're going to surprise you. In Middleton, keep your eye on Kickback Bar's menu and the rotating trucks. Chippewa Falls, you might want to time your visit midweek when more of the vendors are open. And across the board, go hungry, pace yourself, bring friends that you don't mind bargaining bites with. That's where you all order something different and share a few nibbles. All right, that's my full tour, reflection on Wisconsin food hall landscape. These are places where food meets community, commerce meets creativity, and you don't have to pick just one restaurant. If you found a hall here that you haven't visited, put it on your list. Send me photos. Send me your recommendations. If you love this episode, please subscribe, rate, and share with your foodie travel friends. Thanks for listening, friends. Keep exploring, keep tasting, and always leave room for dessert or that extra scoop of ice cream.